Hi, my name is Jonas. Today I'm going to create what you could call a sci-fi soundtrack cue, and as a sound source I'm going to use the newly released Steinberg Halion 7. What I love about science fiction stories is to explore and think about the place of us humans in space-time. What would things look like if certain technologies were developed fully, or if the impossible becomes possible? What would alien worlds and civilization look like? Or what would happen if our worst nightmares became a reality? These are the kinds of things I have in the back of my mind when I'm creating music a lot of the time. And it most certainly is the reason why I've always been attracted to synthesizers and electronic music in general. Because it's these instruments that are perfectly suited to create the sounds and music of the future. Halion 7 is a software instrument that is perfectly suited for creating this kind of music and sounds. New in version 7 is the FM zone. It has been developed in cooperation with Yamaha and features the algorithms of all the original FM classics like the DX7 and the TX-A1Z. So yes, it can do lately bass as well. It adds a lot of modern features as well, like very flexible modulation routing, filters and much more. Another new addition is Spectral Synthesis. This allows you to transform samples to completely new sounds. I'll show you how this works a bit later in this video. Finally, they added Tails, which is a sampled guitar layered with additional acoustic and synthetic textures. And all the sounds and synthesis options of the previous version are still there, of course. Wavetable synthesis, granular, virtual analog, acoustic samples, electric pianos, mellotrons, and much more. Let's start by creating an otherworldly sound based on a sample processed by the Spectral Synth. I'll start from this 90s techno step. And now we'll start by creating a new Halion instance, Spectral Synth, and we can basically drag and drop the sample in there. First it will sound like this. And now I can start editing the sound at will. You have, for example, the purity. This is the tonal part of the sample. And the enharmonic part of the sample, which is the noise basically. So you can mix it. Changing the speed. And as you can hear, it now completely is transformed from this short techno step to this almost pad-like, very haunting sound. Let's add some reverb and fine-tune it a bit, and then we can start using it in a track. Next up is some FM. I'll be using FM Lab for this bass sound that is basically going to be pulsing throughout the track. I created two versions, a deep filtered version with a bit of reverb that has this background pulse that comes out of the deep, and a distorted version to add some mid-tones which balances the mix a little bit better. So first the bass, the deep bass. And adding the distorted bass on top of that. So now I have this pulse that will be the foundation of the track. I'll be adding this melody using the tails instrument, which is also newly added to Halion 7. When the cue develops, I will layer this melody with another instrument based on acoustic samples, and it's called the Raven piano. So with these elements, I have enough for the start of the cue. Let's listen how it all will work together. Now it's a matter of building the tension. The first element I'm going to add is a custom FM patch I created using the FM Zone. It's actually a very simple sound using only two operators. And the interesting thing is that there's an LFO that is modulating operator 2 very slowly. And then you get this moving bit of metallic arpeggio sound. And then I use it to play this arpeggio that's actually only 3.5 bars long. And then it starts looping on itself again, which creates this interesting polyrhythm against the bass pulse. Let's listen what it sounds like. FM Lab has a 32-step arpeggiator where you not only can put in the note values but also modulate certain aspects of the sound. In this case, certain operators are modulated. This allows you to create very dynamic sounds, and in this case we will play this pattern that will be used further along in the track. it's time for this big pad from the Skylab instrument. It will be used to create a chord progression that builds and builds until it finally, at the climax, resolves back to its root note. Together with the other elements in the track, it will give this effect of increasing intensity until we finally resolve and we're at the end of the track. Let's listen what it sounds like. Let's add some rhythmical elements. First, again a patch from the Skylab that is arpeggiating these Taiko samples. And second, another rhythmic FM lab patch to accentuate certain transitions. And as a final element, I'm going to add this ring mod sound effects to add here and there in the track. So now let's put all these elements together in this sci-fi soundtrack cue. Let's listen to the final result. And that's it again for today. If you want more like this, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. And if you want to be notified as soon as a new video goes online, click the bell button. See you next time. Bye bye.